This is
the official Sunday Morning Glory podcast. Baby!
I'm just what you made, God. Not many I trust. I'ma go my own way, God. Take my fate to wherever you want. I'm out here on my son. Won't stop till I get me some. Club hopping, trying to get me some.
Bruh.
Bad bitches when you get me sprung. Early in the morning,
Week 4, Sunday Morning Glory. We made it, baby. We're live. We're in studio. Trust the podcast. Sunday Morning Glory. We're coming at you. We got a special guest. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
We turn it down. I say ain't no music on. She said no, that weed is loud. Nigga, we ballin'. Straight swaggin', lost heart, but I'm maintaining. I've been told that I'm amazing. Make sure keep that fire blazing. We living.
There's nothing like kicking off a show with some Kid Cudi. It's a good way to start. We got week 4 coming up. I'm Boone Jensen. Got a good one today. Perfected that intro. I'm ready. I'm pumped. To kick things off, week 3. What happened? What happened in week 3? Maybe Sean Costello can tell me what happened in week 3. My man put up 38 points in PPR. That is unheard of. That is ridiculous. You can't make it up. Sean, you should be ashamed. That is pathetic. God. Maybe we can't blame you. You got injuries. You got David Johnson down. You got Greg Olsen down. Like, what more can you do? You feel bad. He's still somehow not in last place. That could change. We'll see. Now, this isn't the Costello roast. That wouldn't be fair. He could have put up respectable numbers. You know, he could have scored over, somewhere over upwards of 100 points. Still would have probably lost. Kevin put up 154 points. Tom Brady went off for 35 points. That's a loss no matter what in any week. Team Cooper played off against a team has no name, Matthew Bentz. Matt won 101-97. AJ Green and Sammy Watkins both matched up pretty evenly as the top scorers with 28 points respectively. Foam and Glow Shane Farrell 122 to Team Taylor's Corbin Taylor's 161 points. That is tremendous. Stephon Diggs, Codell Beckham 37 points PPR. That's insane. It's crazy. Corbin takes his record to 2-1. Weapon X B-Dog 20, that's Joey Iliano, taking it 3-0 on the season, undefeated with 129 points to LSU Tigers alumni Brandon Lapham's 86 points. Now, Odell Beckham finally had his coming out game, but it still wasn't enough to edge out Joey Iliano's team. We had the battles of the 1-1 White Power versus Team Sehota, CJ Boyer's squad versus Mike Goddarichi's squad. Some crazy points were scored this week. Mike Goddarichi put up 151 points. Todd Gurley essentially tied Stephon Diggs for the league leaders in week 3. Mike is now 2-1 going up, and CJ's kind of, as mentioned in the power rankings, he's stuck in the middle. Something's got to give. Battle of the 0-2s. We had Damo's Bozos, Damien's team, versus Team Bananas, that's led by Zach Arcee. Zach edged this one out with 104 points, and his team leader was a kicker, Matt Prater. If Prater didn't put up that performance, Zach would have lost. That's an unlikely kicker performance. We got a couple undefeated teams still. We got a couple defeated teams, which makes week 4 that much more interesting. Every matchup in week 4 is teams with similar records. Dale Cooper's Kevin Bentz, 2-1. Team Terry Folds versus Foam and Glow, 1-2 record. A Team Has No Name versus Weapon XB Dawk 20, 3-0. Team Taylor versus White Power, battle of 2-1s. LSU Tigers Alumni versus Damos Bozos, battle of 0-3s. Team Sehota versus Team Bananas, battle of 1-2. I just think that's crazy. The schedule's randomized, so it's not like it was supposed to be like this. The computer essentially matched up everybody of a similar record to face each other. So you're going to have a team that comes out of this with a 4-0 record, the lone undefeated team between Joey Iliano and Matt Bentz. And then you have what I'd like to call a defeated team, which is a battle between Brandon Lapham and Damian McGonigal, who one of them will come out of this being 0-4. You go down 0-4, I mean, what are your options? What can you do at that point? Can you make trades? Is your team strong enough to bring in to appeal to the higher up teams to want to make a play? It's a tough spot to be in. So Brandon and Damo, good luck to both of you. They're still saving grace in your season. It's still early. Like I said, we're not even at the half point mark yet, so there's no need to struggle. Notable waiver ads on the week. Nothing too crazy. There wasn't a hot shot free agent by any means. We got Sean dropped Jordan Matthews for Alan Hearns. Lateral move, but Alan Hearns is playing a lot better than Jordan Matthews, so it is an upgrade. Kevin dropped the Panthers defense for Bengals defense. I can understand this in the essence that Bengals do have a good matchup this week. A Team Is No Name dropped Trevor Siemian for Tyrod Taylor. This in part to Week 5 matchups has Trevor Siemian and Kirk Cousins, who are both Matt's quarterbacks, on bye week. So it was a move that needed to be made in preparation for that week. Matt also added kicker Will Lutz for Graham Gano. And honestly, the most notable pickup was Tennessee's kicker Ryan Sukup for Brandon McManus. Ryan Sukup actually leads fantasy football scoring for kickers, so it's a good move for Sean. He needs to make some kind of plays in order to shake up his roster. And with that said, a quick recap of the power rankings. Short and sweet. Everybody has a visual of what it looks like. Joey Iliano moved on to what I feel was his rightful spot at number 1. Team Taylor, even though he has a 2-1 record, he moves up. Just a powerhouse offense, a stacked roster. Kevin Bentz, that's your whole thing, moves up to number 3 with a 2-1 record. And Kevin's a high point scorer. He's got that Brady Gronk connection. A Team Has No Name actually dropped down to number 4 on the power rankings despite having a 3-0 record. Against the league overall, he's only an 18-15 record, and points just aren't there. Definitely some schedule luck. White Power moves up to 2-1 at number 5. Foam and Glow moving down. It was a tough loss he had. He played Corbin. Definitely no schedule luck for Shane, though he has a positive and what I would say is a must-win matchup this week against Sean Costello. Team Cooper moves down. He does have a 2-1 record. Rest of his roster, though, it has been putting up duds. Watkins was his best play. Team Sehota, 1-2, as I mentioned before, middle of the pack. CJ's on the outside looking in. Team Bananas moved up pretty well to 1-2 record. He needed that win. Zach really needed it. He gets the boost he needed. Things are definitely looking up for Zach. Team Terry Folds moves down, and it's amazing how he isn't in last place on the power rankings with a 73 point per game average and a slew of injuries. What can Sean really do? Damos Bozos, number 11, and LSU Tigers alumni at number 12. Brandon needs some consistency, and we'll see if he can put it all together in his matchup against Damo. Other than that, you guys know how we like to do it here. We like to bring a special guest, usually somebody from outside the league, sometimes somebody within the league. Last week, we had Sean Costello of Team Terry Folds. We were happy to have him. He was a great guest, answered all his questions with complete honesty. But we're gonna do the same thing. We got a very special one of Foam and Glow, this Shane Farrell. So check it out. We got Shane Farrell on the line of Team Foam and Glow, representing Corbin Kelly. And Shane, happy to have you today.
Hey, great to be here, Boone.
So, how do you feel about your team so far this season?
Well, I've had 2 consecutive losses to Corbin and CJ. I like my team. I tried making a trade with what's his name? I tried making a trade with Team Bananas, but he just didn't answer my text. There was an MTV
Very
show on.
Very typical of him.
Yeah. I've tried making some moves, but hasn't worked out this week.
How do you feel about your trade with Damo's Bozos?
I feel like I got the better end of that, but Zeke had a good week last week. Buck Allen did jack shit for me.
Sometimes trades don't go as planned, but other times they end up working out.
Yep. I guess we'll see later this year who won that trade.
You have a matchup against Team Terry Folds, led by Sean Costello. The line opened up at plus 27. Sean, obviously, the underdog.
All the sharps started pounding Team Terry Folds pretty hard. He's down to plus 24 now.
Oh, it moved to plus 24. Wow. So, the hard money is definitely on Team Terry Folds to take this one.
Yeah, believe it or not, Team Terry Folds, all the sharps are on him.
How do you respond to that? Clearly Vegas just doesn't see you pulling this game off.
Can't think too much into it. Just gotta go out there like any other week and just play the game. Hang on one sec. Brandon's mom's texting me. One sec.
Oh yeah. Hey, take your time.
LSU Tiger alumni. His mom's texting me. I'm good.
So have you been ravaged by any injuries this year?
No, I've been pretty healthy. Jordan Reed is questionable every week, but I picked up his backup, Vernon Davis, just in case.
Typical Jordan Reed.
Yep, that's a story every year. I actually offered Kevin Bent a trade with Blair Walsh, but I ended up canceling it because I really like Blair this year.
The value in that trade for you, I suppose it just wasn't there.
No, yeah, I love Antonio Brown, but giving up Blair Walsh, you're gonna have to give me more than that.
So are you saying maybe a combination of Antonio Brown and Gronk, and maybe even plus some?
I would need probably Gronk. I would probably need his whole starting lineup for Blair, and then I could throw in a John Brown or somebody on my bench. Blair's projected for a healthy 8 this week, so.
Oh, that's very impressive for a kicker. But regardless, we like to keep it short and simple here. Overall, how do you feel about your season ahead in terms? Are you thinking playoffs at this time?
Playoffs? I don't like to think about playoffs till midway through the season.
We're going to cut it off at that.
Thanks for having me. I'll come back anytime.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
I sensed a little bit of nerves from Shane in that interview. Maybe this matchup against Sean it's getting him rattled. We have the game starting today, Thursday night football, the Bears versus the Packers, and you really just get that itch that maybe Shane is not in a good place right now. Perhaps, going down 1-2 record. What if he goes 1-3? What if Sean takes it, Sean at 2-2 record, and things just blow up? Things just change in this league, and that's the glory of fantasy football. That's why I like doing these podcasts. I'm happy to do them every week. But on that note, we're gonna end it. I'm Boone Jensen. Sunday Morning Glory. Trust the podcast. Have a good one, everybody.